Hey, slashers and scream queens, and welcome back to the Horror Daddies Podcast.
A podcast where we talk about horror movies.
And the daddies in them. I am your horror daddy, Carlos.
And I'm your film daddy, John.
And I just want to say happy Halloween to everyone out there. It's officially Halloween Day.
So excited. We've been waiting for this day all year.
Of course, like every year. And why not celebrate it then with Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, which just had its anniversary last weekend. Its 40th anniversary.
And I mean, you were repping the merch.
Yes, we are from DOA.co. So thank you so much for these shirts. Oh, and we have a special guest for everyone watching.
It's Jackson. I mean, Silver Shamrock got on his ass.
Yeah, so they got him. That's why he's just back there just sitting down. So you won't hear much from him.
But like we said, we're talking about Season of the Witch.
Yes, sir.
Which, let's just be honest, best out of the whole series. let's just leave it there. But we had a Halloween party. We should talk about that.
We did.
So we might be a little tired, but we're gonna keep the energies up.
Yeah, of course.
But you go to our Instagram, which you can find it down below.
Horror Daddies
everywhere. And we were partying. We were singing some Ice Nine Kills. We were having a good ass time.
Yep.
We killed it for Halloween.
You sure did. You sure did. My partner and I went as the Midsummer. I was the bear. He was the Mayflower Queen.
And
I got burned alive.
Yeah, he did. He was burning in the dance floor.
I'm a witch. Can't get rid of me.
And I was King Payman from Hereditary. Yep. So we did the A24 household.
Yeah. And then next year it's a little tease and we're dressed like it. So except my fiance isn't here, so Jackson's taking his place for today. So.
Yeah, Frank, that's gonna be Frankie.
Yeah. Undead.
Yeah.
But Season of the Witch, directed and written actually by Tommy Lee Wallace, with a budget of $2.5 million, only ended up grossing 14.
Yeah.
Reasons why: they put Halloween in the title, and people thought there was going to be Michael Myers, and there wasn't. I feel like that is the reason why this movie didn't do well, which is not fair.
It's not their fault. The trailer literally doesn't have Michael Myers.
Exactly. So if y'all would just watch, I guess not everyone had access like we do today.
Yeah, I guess so.
And marketing wasn't the same.
But still, I do.
But you got Michael Myers in the movie. There was a commercial for Halloween. What more do you want?
Later in the movie, there was like a scene
with
Laurie. So
that's good. It. You got it. It's literally called Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, not Season of the Michael Myers.
I will say they did kind of fuck it up with calling it Halloween 3. If it was Halloween Season of the Witch, I would have been like, okay, that's better.
Or just Season of the Witch. But the problem is that the original plan was for an anthology series. They fucked up at making 2 movies with the same person. That's where the fuck up came.
Yeah.
Because that abomination of Halloween 2 should have not existed.
No, we did not need that.
No. And yes, actually, I don't like Halloween 2.
Yeah, but we wouldn't have gotten that amazing.
Honestly, though, after that scene is amazing. That should have been a deleted scene for Halloween 1. Stop!
Anyways.
But I like this movie. I think it's
a
good movie, and I think on its own, it stands up.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that is so enjoyable, and it's like, if you go in thinking like, oh, I can't wait to see Michael Myers killing people, you're gonna be disappointed.
Yeah,
because it is a very different movie. But I love this. Like, it does something really creepy, and the whole premise with like the big corporation being evil, it gets weird where it's like alien stones. It's like, I mean, not
mythical, I guess.
Yeah, mythical stones, where it's like, it's crazy. That's what I like about it. It's
all
wild.
It has a cynical ending.
Exactly.
We don't see it, but we can just put to our imagination what they did to all the kids around America.
Yep.
Where the kids of America would have not happened.
Hell yeah, bro. Everyone's dead.
I do like the design of the 3 masks. I think they're very iconic. And... Dan Chalice, played by Tom Atkins, is a very horny doctor.
Oh, he fucking everybody.
You know he is. You know he is. I think that's why he got a divorce.
I'm trying to think. There's not one female character
that he
hasn't fucked, or he's not trying.
Allegedly.
To fuck.
Allegedly. But, and the villain. He kind of funny looking.
He looks like a cartoon, like a James Bond villain.
I don't. Every time he's on screen, he kind of he creeps me out more than the masks themselves.
Yeah, he is very creepy.
I will say, I did watch this movie as a child, a very, very small child. I shouldn't have been watching this movie as a child.
No, it's fucked. That movie.
But the only thing I remember from this movie, which is why I avoided it for years and years, I rewatched it last year again for the first time after that, was that damn scene with that kid whose head gets turned into I don't know what.
Like mush. It just mush.
And then the bugs and the snakes and all that comes out.
That shit's fucking
That traumatized the fuck out of me as a kid. I didn't want to put on mask after that. Like, try to put a mask on me, please. And I didn't
I'll put a mask on you.
No, thank you. And I didn't watch it. Get that abomination out of here. And I didn't watch it until, for y'all watching, this Michael Myers man that came from Amazon. Don't buy shit on Amazon. But I do have my good one behind Jonathan. Oh, yeah, but right there. That traumatized me as a kid, and I didn't watch this movie till last year again. So
yeah,
and then I watched it, and I was like, "Oh, this is just literally one scene in the movie that does this, and that's
the only thing we see."
My mind thought the whole movie was just kids dying left and right from these masks.
It's crazy how like your mind does it.
Yes, exactly.
It's so crazy. Exactly. It's true. I remember seeing that scene and being like, "Damn, that's really fucked." It's like worse than seeing like a body being completely torn apart because it's like. Your imagination starts kind of going like, what is happening to this kid? And then a fucking rattlesnake start coming out of his head.
You know what I wonder? I wonder if they chose the pumpkin specifically because they eventually, I feel like they put a real pumpkin on a body and they made it look mushy. Yeah. Because I don't know how they would have done it. I mean, they could have.
I guess like Vaseline and shit. Like
but to make the other ones look kind of nasty. I want to see this movie
like behind the scenes.
In modern day.
Oh.
Because I feel like now they can get away with more.
Yeah, they probably
and
could.
See how they would do it. I would like to see this movie remade.
Halloween Ends should have been Season of the Witch.
It technically was.
Nah.
A little bit. It was the Season of the Witch of that trilogy.
Oh, this one. But let me see. I will say most of the characters in this movie are pretty bland. Like it's like they don't really have a personality that like it's like, yeah, this motherfucker's horny.
Ellie just wants to find out about her daddy.
Exactly.
But she's mourning him and also kind of horny.
Yeah. So it's like, but other than that, actually, the wife is kind of funny.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she's kind of funny because it's always on the phone call. She's always like, I thought you were going to pick up the kids. And he's just like, girl, I got to go.
Yeah. The wife is played by Nancy Keys, who played Annie in Halloween. Her name here is Linda.
They should just name her as Annie.
You know, it's surprisingly how much older she looked.
Yes.
Compared to Halloween, which was like 4 years prior.
And she looks like really grown.
Yeah.
She looked like a kid in Halloween.
Exactly. It's crazy makeup.
Yeah.
But I will say Stacey Nelkin plays Ellie Grim. I never got her last name, but it's Grimbridge. Dan O'Hurley plays Colonel Cochran. And then...
which I'm going to call him Cockring.
Yeah. And then... And then Michael Curry plays Rafferty. Who's Rafferty?
Rafferty.
Anyways. Oh, I think that's her dad.
Rafferty was the dad?
What was it?
I can't remember, honestly.
But honestly, the only people we're really following is Tom Atkins and Ellie.
Yeah, that's all the main characters.
The main characters.
Much.
We have characters here and there. I will say I called a character and I was like, she kind of looks like an Agnes, and her name was actually Agnes, and it was not on purpose.
They never mentioned her name until you see like Agnes cries in the bottom. I was like, whoa.
I was like, oh, well, look at me calling people's names out.
Look at you.
But
was that the dad? That's Rafferty. Was that the dad with the family?
No.
No,
that's Buddy. His name was Buddy.
No, the Irish guy that helps him.
Oh,
that guy. That's him.
Okay. Look, I listen.
We'll get there
again. They don't say names a lot in this movie.
Yeah, they kind of just appear and disappear.
Dan Ellie,
Dr. Dan,
Colonel Cochran. It's like that's it. That's
really it. And then randomly, Linda. Please,
oh yeah, that's
listen,
what. This honestly, this is where this has to be where the meme comes from because like he does it so perfectly, and then a little kid like 30 years later mimics it, and it's really funny.
He just watched the movie.
He watched Season of the Witch right after
Linda,
recording.
Please listen, Linda.
This is also the origin story of Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah, this one it has a reference. It's a previous reference.
And your name, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I was like, oh, this is Angelina and Brad Pitt.
They got. Oh, that's so funny.
But we open on just the title card of the movie, Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, blue font, and it's like this very computerized. And I like how it's forming the jack-o'-lantern as
like
the
line
beats.
by line.
Yeah, as the beat of the theme. which is kind of cool.
It is a very long opening, though.
It's very
it's like 5 minutes.
It's also very bright.
Oh yeah, which if you have epilepsy, don't watch this movie.
Oh yeah, because then it starts flashing, and you're like, "Whoa!"
You're not gonna make it out through the beginning of this.
But
movie.
it's really cool because it's kind of like a futuristic, and they're also letting you know like this is a different movie.
Yep. From the very get go, you're like, yeah, this is not the same.
No, unless Michael's a cyborg now.
That would be actually kind of dope.
Yeah,
give us Uber Michael.
That honestly, that's the only way that would have worked.
Yeah, I wouldn't be down with that.
But we open on Northern California where this man is getting chased by a
slow ass car.
Slow ass car, but the tires are screeching.
Yeah, they're like, yeah. And I'm like, this motherfucker is not even on the pedal.
But he ends up at a junkyard mechanic place where he gets attacked by a man. Then the man is murdered by a slow car squishing against another car, which is really funny.
It is. Okay, that will hurt because it's something heavy pinching you.
Yeah.
Which it will, but it just doesn't look that like. Whoa, like that's crazy.
I'm gonna say it's because it was an spoiler alert. Well, if you haven't seen it, you're really late to the party. But it's like an android, so I would just say that maybe the robots are whatever. But it's also it doesn't make sense because it's like metal on metal.
Yeah, and it's like you're supposed to be strong. Like they show in this scene like that they're very strong.
If they remake this movie, it's gonna be iRobot,
Terminator.
Yeah,
Michael Myers. But it just squishes him, and he just goes. It's like so dramatic.
It looks like he came. Like,
yeah, he's like, damn, I've been needing this.
It's like a car squid. It's like metal on metal. Like, But the man an hour later, I love that they give us fonts and like times for everything, like timestamps for everything in the day. I love this because an hour later, he ends up at a gas station where he is taken to the hospital. But we find out on the news that one of the Stonehenges that weighs like 5 tons has gone missing, and no one knows where it went.
Fuck did it go?
Cut to 8 more days till Halloween.
Halloween. 8 more days for Halloween. Silver Shamrock.
I'm not trying to be as annoying as
we can be.
That's true. My podcast. Anyway, so they take him to the hospital where he is unconscious, but then the commercial comes on the TV. And he starts freaking out.
Yeah, because he's holding the pumpkin mask, and he is not letting fucking go of that. I love that they don't really question it, and they're like, don't try to get it away. They just kind of leave him.
I guess because like the man that found him was like he just ran up, and he could be dehydrated after running for an hour.
Yeah,
and like tired out. So like they're just like, oh, he just needs to rest. But before that, we do meet Dan, wife Linda, and the 2 kids, where he brings them some cheap ass Halloween mask, and the kids are like,
they brought him.
He pretty much brought him an Amazon version, but then the kids are like, no, we like the ones mommy got us better. They're from Trick or Treat Studios. Sponsor us, please. So
use promo code Horror Daddies.
Allegedly. But the kids, they turn on the TV and it's the commercial playing.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I do love that. Of course, she's wearing the witch one. He's wearing the skull.
Yeah.
And the commercial goes on. The Linda's like, can you turn that down? And they turn around like,
they really said, bitch, what?
What are you saying?
Because it's really funny because they're just wearing the mask, so we don't know what their faces underneath are.
They're like, what the fuck? And he lowers it a little bit.
I do love that, like, later in the movie, we see the kids again. They're wearing the same exact outfit, still watching the commercial. And it's, like, been days later. It's really funny.
They just recorded that day, and they're like, fuck it, we're
done. Because we don't see them again after that. Not even Linda. We just hear her voice. But yeah, the man at the hospital then gets visited by a mysterious man.
Yeah, which is the people that were following him. Like they're wearing like this suit.
Yeah.
They're scary white people.
It's like the Men in Black.
Yeah.
But hunting other humans.
And they're walking like Myers. Like they kind of very straight, very slow. And this movie, I guess, was filmed in the same set in Halloween too, because this hospital empty.
Like I told Jonathan, it's a horror movie at night in the hospital's gonna be empty.
It's this big ass hospital.
Three
people work
there.
The
only movie to change that was Halloween Kills. They're like, nope, we're gonna have 1 million people here, make it look realistic. But he gets murdered.
Yep, but like, he gets murdered in such a weird way that I've never seen before.
I'm like, well, I mean, it is an android, so I'm like, you just could have just smothered him and that's it. You don't have to squish his face and be all extra about it.
Yeah, he like pulls his fucking like bone, like he breaks his skull.
It and just.
It was like crazy because his whole like forehead and like nose is like poking out. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? It's kind of weird, and I like that because it's like I've never seen that before.
No, it looked pretty cool though. It looked pretty, and then they show it, so it's like they actually did prosthetics and stuff.
And then he's cleaning it. It kind of reminds me of the American Psycho scene where he's like putting the gloves on.
You know, I was like, why are you cleaning you got gloves on? Why are you cleaning your hands?
Hey, it's a robot.
With your gloves.
I mean,
I guess that's true.
It don't matter because they're not going to catch his ass.
It's like your fingerprints are not, whatever. But
also, if he was a robot, couldn't they just made him without I guess we don't know. He's the robot at this point.
Yeah, I think that's the whole mystery.
Yeah.
We find that out later. But then this lady that looks like Agnes walks in, and her name actually is Agnes. So I was like, haha, score. And
sees the body.
Yeah.
And she's like, and Dr. Daniel wakes up from an old nap. Oh, because we forgot he was flirting with that girl and did some sexual harassment. We saw his ass.
He slaps her ass. Yes, he does.
Yeah. And he's running after the guy, and the guy just lights himself on fire. Goes, it's lit.
Honestly, not knowing that they're Andrew, you're like, damn, these people really committed to their job.
Yeah,
as hitmen.
He hates it, but hey, sometimes after work, that's how I feel.
I get it. But we cut to the next day.
Yeah,
where first of all, Dan calls his wife. Is like, I'm not picking up the kids because some shit just went down at work. And she's like, what the fuck? You drinking again?
Yeah, you just drunk. And like but he's so mean to her I'm like, you kind of deserve.
Because when he calls her later, he's like, Linda, shut up. I'm trying to talk. Like, damn. I mean, it is an emergency.
Yeah.
His kids are in danger.
But I don't know.
It's really funny.
It's like throughout the movies, he calls her for like, hey, I can't make it home because I'm going to be so busy. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Is he fucking something?
All his coworkers. So then we cut to the next day where a woman comes in, is the guy's daughter.
Yep.
You know, and the minute Dan sees her, he's like, oh. Yup. And
he is ready.
Yup. And she also kind of looks at him and she's like, oh. She's like, Daddy, you a doctor and got money and I'm grieving my father. Daddy issues.
Damn, that mustache, baby.
So then
they show her the dad to confirm that it's him.
Yeah, she's crying. She leaves. Dan is leaving work, and he sees her crying in a corner, and he's just staring at her. And then she looks back, and she's like, "Jackpot."
Yeah, he's like, "Ooh, what a weak young girl that I can manipulate."
Oh God,
hell yeah, baby. Let's go.
But then she turns around. She's like, "Oh, an older man with money now that my daddy don't got me,
and I can manipulate." Yeah, let's go. It's just a couple made in heaven.
Yeah, but. This is where I guess he goes to we cut to 3 days later.
Yeah.
So it goes from October 24th to like October 27th.
Sunday.
It was such a time jump, but I guess it's because then the funeral and stuff happened. Yeah. So then
we don't need all that.
Yeah. So then he's at the coroner's office and he's trying to get answers about like from the autopsy of this body to see if they can find anything. So she goes, yeah, I'll agree to that. Yep. Another woman he's flirting with and stuff.
Yeah, they kiss. He literally kiss. She kisses him. Yeah. And he goes, all right, see ya.
Yeah.
And like, how long has this been going on?
Listen.
Because, okay, is he with his wife?
No, they're ex.
Are they exes?
He says ex-wife.
Okay, cool.
He does say ex-wife.
Does he say, she's my ex-wife, hint, but not really?
Who does he say it to? I think he says it to one of the firefighters.
Oh, okay, then. Because I was like, if he tells one of those nurses, like, oh, yeah, me and my ex-wife, it's like, yeah, you're just saying that so they could fuck you.
I think they're exes because she don't even be happy when he comes around.
Yeah,
she's very mad.
That's
and
true.
The reason she's like, you need to take the kids this weekend because I'm trying to go see Paul. she's still trying to go see Paul 4 years later.
Okay, I see.
She's still mad.
She's trying to get some.
She's mad that she got killed by Michael and wasn't able to see Paul, and now she married this man and she's still trying to see Paul, and this man won't take the damn kids. That's what she's mad.
She's trying to get some with Paul, and motherfucker Dan is like,
and people just keep fucking with her, like she can't get to Paul.
You know,
justice
for Annie.
Yeah, can we get a movie about Linda and Paul or Annie and Paul? Anybody with Paul, honestly.
Yeah.
But anyways. He's at the bar.
Yeah.
They're watching cartoons.
For some reason, there's cartoons at the bar.
Remember, it was the 80s. Kids were allowed to drink. Then they changed the channel and we got Michael Myers. We got a Halloween commercial, which they say an immortal classic. And I'm like, it's only been 4 years. But you spoke of the future because that movie Still, that movie's still popular.
How many more movies? Like what? Like 10?
We're at 13.
Jesus. Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
10 more movies after that.
The immortal Halloween will never die.
No, they won't.
But then cut to how many? I think 7 or 5 more days to Halloween. The fucking Shamrock commercial. It was 8 more days when the movie started, then 3 days later. Oh yeah, so 5.
So 5 more days to Halloween. Not gonna do it.
But then now we are introduced to Ellie, which is the girl from earlier, and she came to ask him, asking him like if she knew what her dad said before he died. He says that he said he loved you, and she's like, you're a good liar, but that's not what he said. And she's like, I think something happened to him, and I'm gonna find out why. And he goes, well, I'll just come. Yeah,
like he just invited himself. Don't you love when people just invite themselves to things?
Love that. I mean, she might have invited him to the store. I'm trying to remember. She might have invited him to the store, but he had no business going to Santa Mira with her. No. He kind of was like, this is my time. Jesus Christ. So
trying to bust some nuts.
Literally. So they go to her daddy's store. She's explaining to him how she's been doing some Sherlock Holmes shit. Yeah, she has timestamps and dates of where he's been. She's like, this confirming.
He went on a dinner. He didn't go to the dinner.
And I'm like, God damn.
She's Sherlock, baby.
Yeah. So they like last place he
had a toy store.
Yeah, he has a toy store
and he was selling masks, and he was gonna go get an order of the mask,
which he did.
But so then, she wanted to confirm that.
Yeah, coming back. Yeah, he never made it back, and that's how she knows that last stop was in a mirror. And so I wonder if he was actually selling a lot of masks. Got invited to do the tour like the other family, and they were gonna kill him, and he was like
subject.
He was like, oh hell no, and he ran away.
He like escaped. Oh, that's a good theory. I think that's a possibility.
You know, I'm smart.
But we also have a phone conversation with Linda and Dan.
Well, he's like, oh, I'm not gonna make it till Saturday, but I'll
really busy at work.
Yeah, and she's like, the fuck you not? You gonna come get these kids now because Paul's coming over.
And I'm about to do some naughty things.
I want to see Paul. Where you at? And he's like, well, I'm with a girl whose age I don't know, and I'm gonna go see what happened to her father with a 6-pack. Like,
which we never confirm if she's old enough to drink. I guess back in the days, I think the legal age was 18.
I don't know first, and we'll get there. But honestly, though, if I'm grieving my dad's death and this doctor just want to come places with me, I'll go to places with him too.
You're nothing but a trashy hoe.
And I don't give a fuck.
Do I look like I give a fuck? Because I don't.
Exactly. So they head to Santa Mira, where we kind of get a backstory where like it was this town that then I guess Colonel Cochran bought,
build a company.
Yeah, and it's basically all Irish there, and they make novelty toys, and now they're making the mask.
Yeah, I do like that this whole town. Which at first I'm like, this is weird that every store is like the Shamrock pharmacy, Shamrock gas station.
It's like family owned, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. But it made sense because it's like they kind of just took over that whole that big company kind of took over the town.
Sounds like someone we know, Disney. So allegedly, not calling no one out. Don't sue me. So
yeah, because they listen to the Horror Daddies.
You never know. You just never know.
The Horror Daddies podcast.
So she's ready to go to this factory. She's like, I'm gonna go to this factory right now. Like she's like, I'm gonna face
the goats. Be like,
yeah,
my
she's
daddy
like,
on this day.
She gonna walk in there with her earrings already off. Like, what the fuck happened to my father?
Hey, bitch, what's up, bitch? Suck my dick.
That's how she wanna walk into that factory. And then Dan Chalice is like, no. I think we should get a hotel room where we can talk in private, so no one can, hear us talking in the car, see us talking. I'm like, Dan, what the fuck does it matter where y'all stop and talk in the car?
He's like, yo, we gotta go drink some beer.
Yeah.
Fuck. I'm
he doesn't say that yet, but when he says that, I was like, oh damn, this man, girl, red flags.
Run away.
Let him go.
Run away.
Let him go.
Jesus.
So
he leaves to like, hey, what did he do? Oh, to check if he signed in, right?
To check if the dad signed in. Then he leaves the money there. They get one room. Mm-hmm. Then we meet Buddy and his family, which is wife and kid. Yeah. And we also meet this lady who's a Karen right now, but we find out her name is Marge because they fucked up her order and she's pissed about it.
Which, I mean, It depends how bad.
But I think it's because they're also were planning to
get them.
Yes, exactly. It's like they're not here just for funs and shits and giggles. So then Allie in the room is like, hey, I think we should really go to the factory because I'm about to pull up on a motherfucker and fight them because I need to know what happened to my father.
And Tom is like, no.
This is when he says, we're not going to the factory right now, but let's get a drink. I need a drink first. And I'm like, Dan, it is not the time. This woman.
It's like, motherfucker, it's like 5 a.m.
First of all. Second of all, she is just trying to find out what happened to her dead daddy, and you should be supportive, not talking about, oh no, I think we need to get a drink first.
Yeah, we got to get a drink, and this cock needs some sucking.
Oh, okay.
And she's like, but my father. She's like, you can call me that in bed.
Anyways, the role play. So, the town does have a curfew of 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand because then Dan goes to the store and the store's still open.
It's open. People are out. Like, I guess maybe they're essential workers.
Okay, the store is the only one that's essential. But if no one's out, then why the fuck is the store open?
Yeah, it's true. It's like literally the only store open.
Yeah,
too.
and everyone's being watched by cameras around the town. He goes to get, obviously, alcohol because the man already went through the 6-pack.
He's not stopped drinking.
Mm-hmm, this is when he runs into a guy called the Starker.
Yeah.
Which the guy's kind of warning him about the town, that there's kind of suspicious. He doesn't like it there, blah, blah,
He's like, oh, like
he's the conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, so they came over here, and do you think they gave me a job? Nope. They fucking...
He's the crazy Ralph of this town.
Yeah, he is. Mm-hmm. He's telling that, and it's not safe, but...
he gets got.
He gets got.
By the androids. And it's really cool because they kind of... Honestly, though, it's 2 androids come from each side. They put him down on his knees, and I was like, oh, this is kind of like, I'm into this. But then they like look down at him, and they just rip his head off. And I'm like, well, not into that.
No, that's hardcore.
2 guys putting me down on my knees, something else, that's totally fine. But what they never mind.
Well, what you could say is that those androids did get some head. I'm just saying.
They did get ahead. That's true. You're very right. Not in a good way, but they did. Ellie runs into Marge's annoying ass. First of all,
but okay, she was nice in this one though.
I don't give a shit.
She was shouting out her Etsy store.
Why are you sitting in your car and the minute I walk by, you want to honk the horn?
Oh, my bad. You don't just accidentally honk.
Honestly, it's happened to me.
Oh, of course it has.
I don't know how she did it. I had some times where I kind of like, ooh, my bad. But she's just sitting in her car and then she honks the horn. She's, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, girl, that scared the shit out of me.
I would have loved Ellie be like, watch your fucking careful. Be careful, bitch. Like next time, I'm going to fight you.
Oh, these people fucked up my order, and not to talk shit about them, but my 4-year-old was throwing the mask around and the trademark came off. And I would have been like, Martian, why the fuck were you letting your 4-year-old throw the mask around? That's not supposed to be thrown around.
And like she acts like the mask broke. It's like, yeah, the pin fell. Like, yeah.
It's like not to talk shit about them because they give me discounts and shit, but like their shit sucks.
It's like, of course, Marge.
It's like fucking Karen. So then she goes inside
and she starts fucking with it, right?
Not yet, but because then Ellie. Okay, this is weird. Ellie, I'm judging you because she's in the shower, comes out of the shower, puts a towel around her, and then runs straight to the bed.
Yeah,
grabs the blanket, and puts that around her, and I'm like, Ellie, go dry yourself before you put yourself in a blanket, girl. I gotta use that blanket to sleep.
Yeah, because now you just had a wet. I would have loved if Dad came up. What the fuck is with this towel?
Why is the blanket of the bed wet? Who the fuck? I want to know who the fuck comes out of the shower, puts a towel over themselves, don't even dry themselves, and then grabs the blanket and just throws that over themselves. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, now you just got a nasty
ass
blanket. And then you're
like, I'm cold. Then, girl, close the fucking bathroom door and dry yourself in the bathroom.
Also, it was
what are you doing?
It was hot water. Like,
yeah,
it was all steaming, and she literally didn't. She wasn't out for a second.
Why is the bathroom door open while you showering? Why are you gonna come out of the bathroom and just go straight to the bed and just cover yourself with a blanket? You are wet.
Yeah. Well, maybe Dan did get upset because when he comes back.
That's how you know how she was too young because her daddy didn't show her how to dry herself.
That's true.
I'm kidding.
But Dan comes back And they just start fucking.
Well, yeah. So
like they just go at it.
Yeah, because he calls the coroner to find out more information, and she's like, "Well, they messed up. They mixed some parts because all in here is car parts."
Yeah.
No, it's Android. It's Android parts. That's why.
That's a secret.
That's the mystery. But then, yeah, he comes in the room, and Ellie's just there with the blanket still over her. I guess it was to be like, oh, it's a trick. She's naked underneath, but no, she's just wearing lingerie. Was that the point of the whole blanket showing us the blanket thing? Because it's really dumb if it was.
So, was she like wanting to fuck him the whole time?
Yes.
Damn. So, she carried lingerie with her just because?
Yes, because she waited for him, and the minute he comes in the room, he brings food. He's trying to like, oh, we gotta talk a plan. Now he wants to talk plans, but now she's the horny one
because she had her drink. He had his drink already.
Jesus Christ. So then, they start getting freaking dicky. They go through round 1. Cut to the lady in the other room, Miss Marge.
Getting her face blown.
She getting her face fucking electrocuted and bug and blown up because she fucks with the trademark and the trademark electrocutes her or whatever.
It's like it shoots a laser.
Yeah. And then fucking Ellie and Dan, as this is going on too, this is when he's like, are you old enough? And I'm like, you ask? You ask after round 1?
Oh my god! Like it's like, and then she doesn't confirm.
No, like she just says, "I'm older than I look," and I'm like, "That no.
That's worse.
Yeah,
that's like a worse answer. Like she can drive, but like a minor can drive,
right?
Like there's no. She doesn't drink,
right?
Because she went to the bar, but she didn't have a drink.
We don't know. Well, we don't know. She could be okay. She could be 18, 19, or 20,
maybe.
And she is driving.
But a 16-year-old can drive.
And she wasn't living with her father. She drove from Los Angeles to come see him.
That's true.
So
maybe she had roommates. Maybe she had family.
They were roommates. So I'm going to say that she is of age because she was technically living on her own.
But why didn't she just say it?
That's my point. I guess to not say that she was like 18 and then he is like literally in his 40s, so that would look super weird.
And it's still like, yeah. I guess maybe it looks so bad, but it's like maybe they meant it like, oh, she's like 30 or something, but she just looks very young.
Maybe. But it's really funny how this whole movie is. And I seen like the reviews and stuff, and people were like, she's young. How old is she really? And then it's like she never confirms it.
No, she never says anything.
But it's like no, I'm pretty sure she's of age in the movie, and it's just funny to think that it's like he's horny as fuck with even his coworkers, and this young girl walks by. We don't know her age, and immediately wants to sleep with her.
Yeah, and then after sex, that'd be crazy if she goes, "Yeah, you don't want to know."
Oh Jesus!
He's like, "Oh fuck."
Oh, anyway, Ellie, baby, just next time someone asks you, baby, just say your age. Don't say I'm old enough. Like that doesn't answer the question for me. Like
when this man comes in angry, saying that he needs a beer, you walk the other way.
Yeah,
a man that you don't even know.
Yeah, exactly. It's like fuck your father. I need a drink first.
Anyways,
But we do now get an ass shot of Tom Atkins, and honestly, I must say Tom Atkins had a nice ass back in 1982.
He got no ass. What are you talking about?
It was very nice.
You got an old man butt.
I let him top me.
Of course you would.
I mean, my dad just died.
You suck dick?
Yes, I do. I'm gonna deny that. But anyways, yeah. So then we find out that Mar died. He's like, I'm a doctor. Let me see. And they're like, mind your business.
Yeah, because it's also like not doctors. It's like the Silver Shamrock Company.
It's a scientist. Yeah. But and they're like, no, mind your damn business. Colonel Cochrane shows up and he's like, oh, she's gonna get good treatment in our facility. We got the best doctors, yada. And I would have been like, at a damn toy factory.
Yeah, so it's a little weird.
Just a little bit. Cut to Saturday the 30th. Dan calls the coroner again. She still has not found out anything, but we see that there's a bug on the desk and someone's been listening to him this whole time.
Yep.
And probably in the room too.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah. That whole town must have, like, every house must have something.
Yep. So then Ellie and Dan are at the factory trying to figure out what happened to her father. She's asking about the order and where he was going and blah, blah, blah. We find out that he was going north, which is where the movie started. And that's all we know. Then the lady's like, hey, do you want a replacement order? Like, we can. And she's like, no, thank you. And as they're leaving, Buddy's family walks in. Buddy and his family walk in. And they get kind of stopped and distracted. Colonel Crocken comes out. Buddy sold the most masks in the whole country. That's why he's there. And I'm like, yada,
they're
yada.
giving him a tour.
Yeah.
And then he looks at Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
That's how they introduce themselves.
They introduce themselves that way. And goes, you know what? I'll replace your mask for free. And everyone's clapping like, oh my God, what a hero.
It's like that costs you nothing. Right.
Like, great. You spend
how much do you think those masks cost in the 80s?
Well,
because now they go for like, well, you know, with the other companies, they go for like $70.
I would say like same price. I would say 50 at most. But like, you know, that shit cost them like $5 to make.
That's true. I should find out what $70 was in 1982. Yeah. But I don't got time for that right now. I'll find out in a second. So then Dan starts to suspect stuff because as the tour is going on, and because they also don't let them go into this room, which is the final what is it? Final process of the mask.
Oh, the final process.
Which the final process.
Oh my God, why is it escaping my head too?
Yeah. Anyways,
it's like the last step before they sell the mask.
Yes, because one of the Buddy's kid tries
inspection. Final inspection. There you
go. Buddy's kid tries to grab the pumpkin mask, and he says, "Oh, these haven't been through final inspection. Take this one." And the final inspection pretty much is just that when it gets the chip, the trademark, which is what honestly kills you. If it doesn't have that, the mask is safe. So remember, take it off. But carefully, because you don't want to get fucking lasered.
Like Margaret.
Yes. So then this is when Dan's like, oh, we should leave. This is kind of weird because there's also all these men in suits just standing there really creepily.
Yeah, they're like in a corner. One's like in like a building.
In between trucks and shit. Yeah. And this is when she sees her father's car and she runs towards it. And I'm like, Ellie, you were the one motherfucker saying, let's not act suspicious. We don't want to call attention to ourselves. But here you are. Daddy's car.
Let's act low key.
Also, you're with a man that looks old enough to be your father, and you're
like
saying you're married to him.
Twice your age.
It's like, goddamn.
Yeah,
let's not look suspicious.
You were saying how like they could have easily been like, "Yeah, this is my daughter."
Yes.
Like, no.
But also, it's just that then she goes to the factory. Oh, my dad made an order. Do you know what happened? It's like, girl, you could have acted like that was your boss.
Oh, my uncle. And
right.
That's my dad's uncle, my brother.
Ellie.
She just wanted to fuck. I get it.
I mean, he did too. That's why he went with her, because there was no point of Dan going with her. Just be honest.
So true. He's the real villain of this movie. He serves no purpose in this movie.
But he lives.
He made it out. I guess, you know, the kids don't.
That's what I'm saying.
Because of him.
His kids died because he didn't stay with. But then he wouldn't have found out about the mask.
Found out, yeah.
So he tried.
He did.
So then Dan tries to call the police because Ellie is scared and she wants to leave. Phones are now not working.
Out of nowhere.
Ellie gets kidnapped. He gets chased around the town. He gets into the factory and he runs into like this like old lady knitting, which is really creepy.
Yeah, it's like she's just like rocking back and forth, and it's really creepy because she's in shadow the whole time. And then he goes to like, for some reason, like grab her.
I love that first of all, this lady looks like she's 100. And the first thing comes out, where's the girl? How the fuck would she know? She looked like she's just minding her own business.
Just let her knit, motherfucker.
Yeah, but it turns out to be
like grabs her
and shakes her, and I'm like, yo, she could die. But it's a toy. It's a toy.
Yeah, because her head falls off, and then there's a bunch of like robotic animatronic stuff.
Yeah, so it's just a life-size toy of an old lady, which I don't know who would want to own that, but whatever floats your boat, kids.
Hey, Spirit Halloween has shit like that.
Oh, I guess it's like an animatronic. I guess. Yeah. I guess you got me there.
Checkmate.
Only one time.
I know.
So then he gets caught.
Yeah, he does.
By Colonel Cochran, and this is when they're gonna show him. Well, no, before he gets caught, he fights one of them, which I think is Dick Warlock.
Yeah, we think
so. But Dick Warlock is throughout this movie because honestly, the Enders could be twins and it doesn't matter.
I love that they don't have like multiple of the same ones in the same shot.
They can't.
Just always have different ones.
Yeah, they can't. But he ends up killing him, and this is where we find out that they're like robots too, or androids. And
his hand is like covered in like oil, maybe.
Yeah, like a yellow goo. But yeah, he gets caught, and then he we cut to Sunday the 31st because it's now morning. So overnight has already passed. Dan gets taken to where the magic happens, which there's a bit. This is where we find out the 5-ton Stonehenge has been taken here. And then Colonel Cochrane was like, yeah, it was a big project to get here. And I'm like, how'd you get it there? I want to know. How the fuck do you carry that? I don't know. How the okay, because to get to Stonehenge out here, you have to walk.
Yeah, it's like in the middle of a field.
Yeah, and I'm like, you took 5 tons of a stone. How?
I wonder if they made it really tiny, like Ant-Man. That's my theory. They made it really small, then they carried it in their pockets, then they took it back, and then they made it normal size. Because it wouldn't weigh 5 tons if it's small.
I don't know. It's just huge, and I love that the movie doesn't know how to explain it, so they're like, yeah, don't worry. We bought it here, and it was very hard, but don't worry about how we bought it here.
It's crazy how like a company that's selling masks that's killing kids by like turning their heads into like mush. Yeah, sounds more reasonable than taking Stonehenge.
But we do find out that the particles of the Stonehenge, which they're chipping off slowly, are going into the chips of the mask.
Yeah,
and the Stonehenge has a power, and they're using that power for that reason.
Yeah, because there's always been like a conspiracy where it's like, oh, Stonehenge was like some alien life form building shit. So it's that using that conspiracy as the
which is a good like concept for this movie.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna.
It's like fun. I like it. It's ridiculous, but like I like it.
But it's fun. Yeah. So then Dan is shown a demonstration of how this works, which is the fucking scene that traumatized me for 20 years, and I didn't want to see this damn movie.
Yeah, with little buddy.
Little buddy, he puts on the mask. They play the commercial, and his head turns to mush. Bugs, snakes come out, and then the mom just faints, and I guess then she dies because she's gonna end up getting bitten by a snake, and then the dad gets bitten by a rattlesnake, and then he dies by the poison, I assume.
Yeah, we don't get their deaths, and if not, they'll probably just kill them. They'll probably, if they survive, they'll probably just kill them. I'm pretty sure like the bugs and stuff got them. Because the dad does get bit by the rattlesnake, and that's gonna kill you. Which I'm like, how the fuck did they do that? Like, that's so scary.
I know.
Like, I wouldn't want to be that close.
It must have been a fake leg that was shaking on the frame, and then, but like, boy, just get on the couch.
That's true. He tried to fight the snake
and then jump on it, squish it. I don't know. I would have been freaking the fuck out in that room.
Rattlesnakes are so scary.
Yeah, any poisonous snake is scary.
Yeah, that's true.
So then, as I wrote in my note, the scene that traumatized me as a child.
Yeah, but then, I don't blame you.
This is where we get the montage of all the kids all over the U.S. wearing the mask. And I really do like this because I do like that these masks don't come with a costume. It's kind of like, here's the mask, make your own costume out of it. So we kind of see like a pirate skull head. We see a princess witch.
Yeah, like a fairy witch and, different shit.
Yeah, I think we see like a fucking pirate jack-o'-lantern. Yeah. It's like, and I really like that. It's just cute. Like make your own thing, which, for next year, I told the boys,
just go crazy.
Buy the mask that you want and go crazy with it.
Yeah. It is funny because like we noticed that I think it's like Philadelphia or Arizona.
Yeah, it goes from I think it's Los Angeles, California. We see 3 kids.
Yeah, like walking down a mountain.
I think one of them is the princess witch, and then it cut to Nevada or whatever, and it's the same 3 kids again,
but walking the opposite way.
But they're in shadow, but it's like you can tell it's them. It's like, listen, I'm pretty sure they recycled the same shots.
Yeah, they're like, fuck it, whatever. You can't barely see them.
Yeah, but I think it's really cool because it's kind of showing us like this guy's about scale. It's gonna kill a whole bunch of children.
Bro, imagine like waking up the next day like to the news.
Honestly, if this movie were to like have a sequel, it would be like an apocalypse the next day.
Yeah. Because it's like literally all your kids. Because it was so popular. That's the thing.
And not only that, if it's killing the children, it's most likely also killing the parents with all the snakes and shit coming out.
Yeah, that's true.
I
would love to see like a movie.
He murdered a lot of people.
You know what would be cool? Like a direct to sequel to this one, like about the aftermath of this. Like how do they deal with it,
or how the world is now, like 40 years later or something.
That would be kind of interesting. Or like do something kind of like what Jurassic Park Dominion. You haven't seen that episode, go check it out.
Yes.
Where it's like, then the company, the Silver Shamrock takes over like, oh, we have the solution to this. And kind of like that.
That's true. But the only thing is that Colonel died, and we don't know if he has any bloodlines.
Does he die, though?
That is true. It's weird that some people get it really bad and some people, and he just disappears.
Because the budget was running low.
Okay.
But yeah, we should say that Dan gets locked into the room, right?
Yes, but before that, the coroner dies. The coroner lady, because she finds a weird piece.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she calls about it, and then she gets got by one of the droids through it with a drill, and I was like,
yeah.
So then, this is at the 7:30 p.m. because the contest is at 9 p.m. And that was all sarcasm from me. Because it's not a contest, it's just kids waiting for their death.
Yeah, that's so sad.
It is. We cut to that, and he gets tied up to a chair. They put a mask on him, and they put on Halloween while they wait till 9 o'clock for the contest.
Yeah,
which is like, hey, you got another scene, guys.
You see, what are you guys complaining about? Y'all got what you wanted.
Yeah. So,
but he escapes. He kicks the shit out of the TV.
Yeah, but we do get a bit of an explanation why he's doing it. It all has to do with Samhain,
the day of Halloween.
Yeah, which is like a sacrifice where they sacrifice kids, witchcraft.
Which they did that for the second movie, right?
They kind of explain why Michael. Which there's always been a theory that that Michael's wearing a shamrock mask.
Yeah,
and that's why he's like fucking powerful. And also the planets are aligned, so that's why he's doing it on this Halloween after 3,000 years.
Yeah.
So then Dan manages to escape. Cochran is too busy on the phone to notice.
Of course.
So he manages to,
yeet a fucking mask to the fucking camera and perfectly land on it.
He knows how to shoot baskets.
He shoots a shot.
Yeah.
He gets it.
So Cochran's like, don't worry about it. I know exactly where he's going. Where he went to go fucking save Ellie first.
Of course.
And Ellie seems kind of off. Like once you do a rewatch and you know what happens to her, you're kind of like, I kind of can tell she's kind of a little off.
Well, it's like she just is not saying anything.
But I feel like
she's just not saying anything at all.
I know. And her face is very blank though too. And I'm like, I feel like if she still would have been here, she would have at least said something to him, or been like, oh, maybe we should go this way. She's just like okay. So then
they're all like in this laboratory like thing where all the TVs are there, and he grabs like a giant box of shamrock pins, right?
Yeah, the trademarks.
Yeah, and then he like tosses them over them while the commercial's playing.
Yeah, because I guess it activates.
It activates, them. Right? That's what I'm thinking.
And they all get shocked to death. Everyone dies. The androids die. Everyone dies, and then
but not like Margaret.
No,
they just kind of lay down the floor.
They kind of get shocked. They're running out of money, and then the Stonehenge activates as the commercial's also going, and then fucking Cochran just vanishes.
I do like that he turns around and goes, okay.
Well, he turns into stone.
No, he disappears.
No, he turns into like a rock and then disappears. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
So he was turned into stone first, and then he disappeared.
Yeah, I saw a website talking about how like Halloween Ends is explained with this theory of Cochran. Mm-hmm. We don't see him die. He just disappears. So did he like get teleported into this timeline and make the mask? And I'm like, no. That's not how it works. No. But we don't see him die.
I've heard that you can... I don't know if this is true. In the factory scene, that there's a Michael Myers mask, but every time I watch it, I don't catch it.
There's so many masks. Like I know in the background there's like a devil mask.
I try to look, and I'm like, I don't see the Michael Myers.
Have you seen
mask.
pictures and shit? Like
no, that's the thing. I haven't. It's just things I've heard.
We can look. We can see and
that's true.
See if we can find it.
But he dies.
He like turns like white and then he just disappears. Mm-hmm. So it's like, presumably he died. That's what we're gonna think.
And then Dan did try to warn his wife about the damn commercial, but she still ain't listening. She's like, "You drunk?" He's like, "Shut up, Linda. The kids are gonna die." She's like, "Whatever, bye."
I'm gonna go see Paul right now.
I'm trying to see Paul, and you were supposed to be here to pick up these damn kids. Where the fuck are you? So then,
and he's running away with Ellie.
Yeah, they get away, and then Ellie's very quiet, and boom, she's an android. She's trying to murder him.
She's an android.
Yeah, because she's not talking. He's like, "You okay?" And I'm like, Dan, red flag. She's not talking. She's kind of weird. They had her for a while.
And then she turns around like...
She fucking starts choking and scratching his face. I would have snuffed her. What the fuck? I am driving.
Yeah, that is true. You don't do that shit.
I am driving. And then they crash. And her arm is just like hanging to the door, and it's like there's no blood, it's green.
Yeah, and it's a good jump scare here where it's like she comes out from like the camera angle and like scared, like grabs him.
She starts choking him.
Yeah.
And then he like breaks her arm, not off, but he kind of breaks it, and then he hits her with a fucking thing.
Like the tire iron?
Yeah, he kind of hits her with that. And then he hits her again and fucking breaks her head off. and
no hesitation.
And it's like she's an android, and then she's still going with no head, and trying to kill him, but he gets away. He manages to finish her off, and then he makes it to the gas station from the beginning of the movie.
And the poor man is just like working. He's like, man, such
I
a
love
good
that
day.
the guy's like, don't I know you?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, full circle here. It's like the guy from the beginning.
He's like, I need your fucking phone.
The guy from the beginning was also a doctor who was with a young woman in Santa Maria trying to find out about her father, but then, he ended up running away, getting out the hospital. Dan Chalice will die anyway, he's trying to stop the commercial because back in the 80s there were only three channels.
Right.
So yeah, no, that's why there's only channel 3, check channel 3 because there was only 3. So then channel 1 and 2 managed to stop it, but channel 3 is not stopping it, and it's this cynical ending where he's yelling stop it, stop it, stop it. He even looks at the camera, so stop it, and it ends. And to think it's like we don't know if he stopped it or not, and he probably didn't, and now a million children are dead.
Yeah, my thing is I wonder if they were able to stop the commercial, do you think it stops them from, or once it starts they start dying?
I would say I would say that it would have to probably keep going,
and then it'll slowly it slowly kills them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can see that, and that would be kind of crazy if they just all die.
Because if you think about the kids that were in the gas station watching it, they hadn't started dying yet.
Oh, that's true. Mm-hmm. That's true. And it did take a little while for a little buddy to die, so yeah, I guess that's true.
But he didn't stop it, so I believe a whole bunch of people died.
Just mostly
kids.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much Halloween 3, y'all.
That is Halloween 3. Yep, that is it. Honestly, a fantastic ride.
Yeah, I love this movie. 4 out of 5 for me.
4 out of 5? Okay, I give it a 3.
Okay,
I think a good solid 3. I think
that's fair. It has very funny, dumb moments, but I really do enjoy this movie.
And I think that just adds to it. I love those silly scenes. Halloween 2, as much as I think it's boring, that one scene makes it for me. I just love that fucking scene, and I just love goofy shit like that in movies.
I get it.
So. But yeah, I mean, like we do with every movie, we go to Letterboxd and find out good and bad review that we can agree with or just find funny.
Yep.
So, Carlos, do you want to share yours?
Oh, sure. So my 5-star goes as this. The absolute fucking balls it must have taken to release this movie under the Halloween banner.
Fuck.
I was not expecting it to be this weird, but oh boy, I'm glad it was. A far less important film than the original, but I dare to say more enjoyable one.
Okay, I can see that. Mm-hmm. It is a little that's a strong statement, but for sure I can say that this is very entertaining. You can laugh and have a good time with this one. Original Halloween is a slower movie, so yeah, it's very different for sure.
It's more in the essence of scarier.
Yeah, for sure. I can totally agree with that.
And then my 1-star review is, this movie was horrible. The idea behind the mask was hard to follow, and the villain just disappeared when he got zapped. Why did this beam sometimes turn people into insects? I don't understand how this fits in after the first 2 movies. Well, sir, first of all, if you know your information, it was supposed to be an anthology series. That's why it doesn't fit into the first 2 movies. So there goes your question. Do your research.
Also, were you not watching the movies? Because it shows that it's not following the last 2 stories.
It's literally Halloween, Season of the Witch.
And also, they show the movie Halloween, letting us know that it's not even in the same universe.
It's like people say there's Halloween fans, and then there's just Michael Myers fans.
Which is very
And
true.
the Michael Myers fans are probably the most toxic ones.
Yeah. The ones that are Halloween ends need to be reshot.
Yeah.
Fucking dumbasses. But let's see. My 5-star is imagine calling this worse than Halloween Resurrection, which is very true.
Yeah, I don't.
And y'all motherfuckers acting like it don't exist.
And I've seen some people put this below and I'm like,
that's so crazy to me. Those are Michael Myers fans.
Yes, exactly. Because at least Michael's in Resurrect. That's the reason, baby. That's the reason.
And then my 1-star is not a single witch. False advertisement. 0 out of 10.
There's a lot of witch masks.
Mask, not real witches.
Well,
exactly.
I will argue that Cardinal
Cockring,
maybe a witch.
You think so?
Warlock, whatever.
He just grabbed the rock.
How'd he get it there? He must have had some type of power.
He made it tiny. Like I said, he made it tiny.
I mean,
put it in
he
his
made
pocket.
it to this town and fucking turned it into the Shamrock Town. He did something on them. He put a spell on them. He put a spell on the rock, and he brought the rock over to the lab. He is a witch.
Why are you talking like a fucking pastor?
Because I am a witch, too. That's disrespectful.
Oh, yeah? Well, why does it say Warlock on your Twitter?
Mind your business. those were witches back in the 1800s.
All right. So, what's your favorite, I guess, death scene? Because there's, I guess, kill.
It has to be the kid.
The kid one is very good.
It's gonna go to that.
I do love that one, like the action, like the whole scene, because it's so slow and like just the beat, the music, and it just all it's perfectly blended together. But I do love how Marge looks. Like at the end with like her face all fucked up.
That's a cool one too.
It's so scary looking. Like she got fucked up.
Yeah.
So I do like how she looks, but the death scene's kind of goofy, which is kind of funny. But the kid, little buddy, definitely takes the cake.
His name was literally Little Buddy too.
It was. It's
the
so
dad's
weird.
like, oh, this is Little Buddy.
And it's like in the subtitles, like Little Buddy, like not Buddy Junior.
Yeah, Little Buddy. Yeah, and she's a cool after effect too. So yes, that's cool.
And that's something to admire from this one. Like you can complain all about it, but the special effects, like at least that prosthetic makeup, even the dad, they were really good. So there's that to admire.
And whatever the little kid looked underneath all that,
yeah, no, he got fucked up.
He sure did. He sure did.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it, right?
Daddy of the movie.
Oh, I mean, come on.
I know Tom Atkins. He take the
Ellie,
and he got a nice booty.
He got no booty. He got negative booty. That's okay. All booties matter. It's okay. I get it.
I would have slept with him.
Oh my God, she's a complete slut.
Yep.
Whatever. It is what it is.
I mean,
I would have been like, Dr. Dan, my dad passed away and I need to go to Santa Maria and find out what happened. Would you like to come? You know, I would have at least invited him. He invited himself with Ellie, but
that's
whatever.
True. That's true. You know, he would have invited some. He's like, I need a beer first before.
And I would have been like, Dr. Dan, you can drink as much as you want, but come with me.
Of course.
You know, he would have been like, okay, let's go.
Just like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's great. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it, y'all. I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful Halloween night.
Be safe.
Yep. If you're listening to this on Halloween, which I hope whatever. And you know, keep watching our horror quickies of Chucky season 2, season 2,
episode 4.
Yeah, we haven't released episode 4. If you listen to this, it might be out.
Yeah,
it might be.
We'll see.
Not tomorrow, but. Keep watching us on YouTube for those. Keep listening to us on your favorite podcasts, wherever you get them. And make sure you leave a like, subscribe, leave comments. I do love those. Tell me how much you love me. And remember,
stay spooky, stay sexy.
And happy Halloween.
Halloween, Halloween. Happy Halloween.
From the Horror Daddies.
Yep.
Horror Daddies.
Yep.